One of these days, I want to get like all 9 of us on here and do it Brady Bunch style. But until then, my dreams are shattered.
I'm having a great time over here. For those of you listening and watching, tonight's episode is sponsored by Glenlivet 12. So smooth. It's like 10,000 thread bed sheets. It's like silk. It goes down smooth. No, they're not paying us, but you know, that's what I'm drinking. It's great.
I mean, it's a good thing because I've talked to McAllen 4 times and they've consistently not returned my messages. So, Glenlivet, McAllen, please sponsor us. We need money. We drink your shit.
I mean, so, if you guys want us to send us bottles to shut us up,
that's cool too.
We'll do that too. Yeah.
That's fine with me. Shit. Well, at least we're not drinking Crown Royal because
I'll say this.
Don't do Canadian whiskey.
A couple years ago, a buddy of mine, we're at Dragon Con here in Atlanta. It is the Super Bowl of geeks. It's great. And he introduced me to the most dangerous thing on the planet. It is a double of Crown Royale and ginger ale, which tastes like candy.
It does. No.
Yeah. And we drank so many of those. Dude, my hangover had a hangover. He called me the next morning. He's like, I woke up and I went to the mirror and I looked in the mirror and I said, fuck you. So,
okay.
Don't do Crown and ginger ale if you don't want a hangover.
No, God, no. No.
I mean, it's delicious. Man, no. Dangerous.
No Canadian whiskey. No Canadian whiskey. We either drink rye whiskey, or we drink Scotch, or we drink Japanese whiskey, and that's it.
Dude, I don't do rye, man. It's too hard, too harsh.
Man, come on, rye is wonderful.
Irish, Japanese, bourbons, all day long.
Yeah. So Rob, we can talk this all night, but this is a wrestling podcast, apparently, not a drinking podcast.
But send us your whiskey questions, please.
Yes, I would love to talk about a whole night of whiskey and wrestling. That would be the smoke. Let's fucking do it.
Well, let's schedule. Let's get let's get the Brady
Evan
Bunch
wants to watch
like
the 1995 Royal Rumble.
Let's do that. Let's get it. 95 Royal Rumble. Let's get 9 people on this thing. All of us drinking whiskey. It gets progressively drunker as the night goes on.
Look at you cowards. All right, I've cut you off 3 times. What do you want to say?
No, I think we got a big night. A lot has happened in the past couple weeks. Crown Jewel happened Saturday. And all I gotta say is, yes, I'm saying it. Drew McIntyre skips leg day.
Oh,
skips. No, he does. Drew McIntyre skips leg day. His upper torso, buff, hairy, very manly, very masculine. But, dude, how many times you got a Claymore kick somebody? How many times? Because or is he not slapping his leg hard enough for the kinetic energy to like reverberate through his thigh into his foot? Do you need to be more like, is that more of a bicep thing? I don't know. Drew, leg day, bicep day, you're skipping. I'm calling you out.
My apologies to Drew Galloway, the man. But Drew McIntyre, the wrestler. But Drew McIntyre, the worker. Yeah, man. So anyway, we're talking about Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, the opening match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Pretty good match. The whole thing going into this was Drew McIntyre was starting to get a little heelish. Seth Rollins has a bad back and probably should not be wrestling because he's quote injured, and somehow he just continues to win.
Somehow he
Personally,
keeps wrestling.
it just they love the theme song. They love the woes. So I mean, they're going to keep singing the theme song. He's going to keep winning. It's just the way it goes. But if you're asking me, the wrong man won that match on Saturday at 1 o'clock in Riyadh. Your
Um,
thoughts?
okay, my thoughts are, what song is more popular? Is it Seth Rollins' song or is it Sami Zayn's song?
Well, Sami Zayn's song is probably as popular,
Mm.
but Sami Zayn wasn't in that match. Maybe you should put the Glenlivet down.
I had one sip. Good Lord. No, so like, Seth Rollins, I mean, he is a standalone, a diamond of the rough. He is a worker. He puts it on no matter how bad his back's feeling. His spine is a freaking, a slinky. Let's just put it out there. He's like the Dominic Hasek of the wrestling world.
Oh
Dominic
wow,
Hasek, yeah.
you went to hockey,
I went deep, yes.
girl.
Dominic Hasek had a literal spine implanted in there as
Yeah.
his spinal bone. So then when he's like doing an S motion, catching hockey pucks, stop everything. That's
He
Seth
was
Rollins.
he was the goalie for the Red Wings.
The Buffalo Sabres and the Red Wings.
Sabres. Okay, the Sabres. I knew the name.
And it was cool. I think it was, I'm fairly certain, please someone correct me. In one season with the Sabres, he went 1,000%, which means unbeaten on breakaways. Pretty cool fact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
That's pretty amazing.
breakaways, usually it's like a one-on-one. It's usually a sure thing with goals. You have a high percentage, but like Dominic Hasek was perfect. I'm fairly certain it was with the Buffalo Sabres. I don't think it was the Red Wings, but he won a cup with the Red Wings.
Okay,
But
that's why I knew Hasek, because I used to watch Red Wings hockey when I was in college.
love the Red
So
Wings.
buddy of mine was a big Red Wings fan, and we would go to Coach's Corner on Victory Drive. Actually, no, the Coach's Corner on Abercorn out by the school, and we would watch Red Wings hockey. So
Love it. I love it.
yeah, man, it was dope. It was good times.
Um,
I'm not a crazy hockey fan. I played a little when I was a kid. I'd come up here and play junior nights hockey for a little bit, but other than that, man, I like to skate. That's as far as it goes.
I played hockey for 1 year when I was in the high school, and just it wasn't logistically possible for me.
Sure.
I was a wrestler, and so just it didn't work out.
Yeah.
I still love the sport though. But that being said, Seth Rollins being the Dominic Hasek of pro wrestling, yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
coin that. Also an iron jaw for getting kicked in the face by a Claymore.
Yeah. A man with a size 15 boot who's 6'3". Yeah. Getting kicked in the head.
15 boot. That's nearly as big as Shaq. Shaq has like a 24.
Yeah. 24, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so a half Shaq
Yeah.
kicked Seth Rollins in the voice with a Claymore.
Yeah.
A white version of Shaq.
Oh dear God.
Am I
So
wrong?
yeah, so anyway, Seth Rollins wins the opening match of the night at Crown Jewel versus Drew McIntyre. After the match, Drew McIntyre stands sitting backstage, dejected, and Rhea Ripley, mommy, walks by and just kind of shrugs her shoulders at him, and then she goes out for her match. The next match of the night is a women's fatal five-way match for the WWE Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. All the ladies in their special ring attire, their special costumes for Saudi Arabia, because it is a Muslim country, and they have special rules about women's clothing, and all the clothing have to be all the way to the wrist and all the way to the ankle. They're not allowed to show any skin from the neck down, which is, again, it's just
How they do
what's
things.
done there. And
but it goes back to my point a couple from last year and the year before, is that when WWE started there, it was, I think it was Natalia and someone else as the very first women's match. Like,
I think it was Lacey Evans and Natalia.
I think you're right. Like, WWE has an opportunity to push American values and progressivism,
Western civilization in general,
Western civilization on the rest of the world. Because come on, dude, like in America, women have the same rights as men. In the Saudi Arabia, women don't. Like, just plain and simple. And it's awesome that little girls can go to the Crown Jewel show and see strong women and powerful women compete and have the same awe factor as men. I love it. And
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking great. And for a pro wrestling company able to do that, it's a bigger role than I think they realize, or maybe they do, and that's why they're doing it.
Maybe so. They did make history with not only 5 women competing in that match, but also the referee was a woman. So all the stars, all the players in that match were women. Truly an historic event for WWE and Saudi sports, because women do have sports leagues. They have field hockey and weightlifting and all these other sports.
The U.S. women's soccer team is better than the men's.
Yeah, yeah. So it's rare that you get these opportunities, but it's great to see that women are breaking barriers. And for, like you said, for little girls to see strong women competing, doing acrobatic things and being strong and being, badasses. Like Rhea Ripley looking like the Crow walking
oh my gosh, it was great
in her makeup and the all black suit. I mean, crushed it. Rhea Ripley is your winner of this match.
Dude, she did the riptide off the top rope.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Really badass. Really badass. So once again, you've got Rhea Ripley winning this match. Great match, 11 and a half minutes. The women get showcased in a very positive way. I like it. You like it. And we head towards Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble, and hopefully somebody like Liv Morgan or Raquel Rodriguez are going to win the Rumble and challenge at WrestleMania.
Rob, let me pitch an idea at you.
I'm here.
And yes, it may be ridiculous because most of my life is ridiculous. I would like to see both women's champions in the ring with like a battle royal style match, to where the only way someone can win is if one of the champions is pinned. So it's like, it's like I'm forcing you to lose the title because I hate you, or there's an angle that way, and so there, it's like, I've fucked you, you can't win. And then one of the champions not only wins, but she pins the other champion to take both titles. Oh yeah. I want to see that.
I like that idea too, but with the brands being split the way they are, it's a long time before we're going to see that happen.
I'm just saying.
But I think it's right.
Put it in the.
I think it's right. WWE has a lot of wrestlers, a lot of stars. You have 2 world championships. You have 2 women's championships. You have 2 sets of tag belts, which are being concurrently held by one team. Women's titles were merged. Women's tag belts were merged. The NXT and the women's. And then you have 2 secondary titles, US and Intercontinental. So it's a weird time to be in wrestling right now because you have so many stars and 2 brands and everything split. But in 3 weeks, we're getting War Games. In 3 weeks, we're getting Survivor Series War Games, which I'm excited about. I always love watching War Games. So we'll see how it all maps out. But as far as one men's champion, one women's champion, one secondary title for men, one secondary title for women, and tag belts, it's enough. But then you get into all this mess with the brands and all that other stuff. So I don't know.
I think, you know, it's a fluid situation. You know, if we need to merge the titles, you know, the tag team titles are clearly fluid because they don't care who holds them both. You know,
it's time to merge those for sure.
It's time to merge them. It's time to merge them, or truly separate them. But I like the idea of the tag team champions going to both brands, defending both times. Like, you know, because if you love them, you see them on both nights.
It's the only reason the Judgment. It's the only reason the Judgment Day have the belts right now, is so they can be on both shows.
Fine, the Judgment Day is good.
They're good.
Well, I mean, good.
They're good at being bad.
They're good. Yeah, they're good enough, but sometimes not enough.
Dude, Dominic Mysterio was getting cheered at NXT the other night. I was like, all right,
he's finally getting cheered.
Yeah, they had to pipe in boos. You could see them like clapping and cheering whenever he was doing a bump, but you'd hear the boos, and I'm just kind of like, wait a minute, you know, like this is. I know they want this guy to get booed, but damn, like, yeah, you know, you can, you know, just let it happen organically. We want to cheer these people, we really do. You know, we'll see. Solo Sikoa,
right?
Solo Sikoa in the shocker of the night, in my opinion. Well, actually, the shocker of the night comes in the next match. Even though, whatever. Solo Sikoa defeats John Cena by pinfall after about 17 Samoan spikes. Like,
did I miss that match? Like,
yeah, man, it was badass. I mean, it was.
I didn't know Cena was on the card.
Yeah, Cena was. So Cena has not won a match, a televised match, in over 2,000 days. So over like 5 years, like not longer than that, really.
You know,
2018 was the last time he won a match on TV.
You know who also has like one victory in like the past 7 years or 8 years?
Who?
Conor McGregor. Dead serious. He beat Donald Cerrone back in like 2020, and that was his last victory. And yeah, I mean, come on, John Cena, John. I know you love the company, bro. Go kick someone's ass.
I appreciate the fact that John Cena knows that his time is up and somebody else's time is now. See what I did there? And he has been putting. Oh, yes, thank you. I'm here all week. I think it's great that he's putting over the younger talent now. Obviously, Solo is the future. Roman's defeated him. It makes sense to, on your way out, do the favors. And once the strike is over between SAG and the, film houses, which is going to be soon, John's going back to work.
You hope.
Actually, the studios gave SAG-AFTRA their final firm offer. This is their final offer.
I got the email. I got to read it and find out what's going on.
Yeah, this 100% involves you.
I know. Like, we don't want to lose anybody from our movie on some SAG stuff.
There you go.
But also, there are some rumors of some big SAG talent possibly coming to the Virginia Bitches.
Oh wow, be great.
I'm not gonna drop it because it's not confirmed and it's just rumors, but
I heard that Rob West guy is available.
Rob West?
He's available.
Okay.
If you need him, I'll call him.
Okay.
I'm his agent.
Good to know. We need somebody older. But anyways, if the strike keeps going on, it benefits indie productions, and that's where we are.
Sure.
So, but like if John Cena and The Rock need jobs, like yeah, they can always go back to WWE.
Yeah, of
Except
course.
I think Cena's lay the smackdown.
Yeah. But it's good to see if Cena is done for a while and he's going back to Hollywood. It's nice that he's doing the favors, especially for somebody like Solo Sikoa, who could definitely use the rub. Vicious ending to a match. You love to see it. Solo with a million strikes to the throat with the thumb, with the Samoan spike. He wins the match in 16 and a half minutes. Good match. Next match of the night is the
How many minutes? How many minutes were the Samoan spike?
Probably the last 2 minutes of the match. I mean, he was just crushing poor Cena. He was
Okay.
taking him out. It was good. It was fun to watch. It's kind of like watching it's kind of like watching Japanese wrestlers chop each other and then throw elbow strikes into each other's necks and just try to wear each other down for like 4 minutes. It's fun to watch. It's just
Okay.
like, wow, this is a train wreck. I'm just Minoru Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki and Tomohiro Ishii are just killing each other, and it's just amazing. So you do what you do. Fifth match of the night is Logan Paul, the Maverick, versus Rey Mysterio. First of all, him coming into the arena in a dune buggy from the Arabian desert was cool as shit. What a cool way to get him in the match. Um, Logan Paul defeats the legend Rey Mysterio in
It was pretty
18
one-sided.
minutes with a really good, really good. Like, you know, people are gonna say what they're gonna say about Logan Paul, but dude is good. He is damn
He
good. Shawn
keeps.
Michaels trained him.
He's
Produced
drinking
his
the
matches.
prime.
Good God. And now he's the United States champion, which, as you said in pre-production, Forbes magazine picked that story up.
Yeah. Forbes people. It's kind
Yeah,
of a big deal.
Forbes magazine.
Talking about WWE.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. The LA Times picked it up. USA Today. You know, it's
ESPN
amazing.
has picked it up.
ESPN picked it up. You know, it's cool that we're in an era in pro wrestling where legitimate news media cares. And somebody like Logan Paul, who, you know, you say what you want to say about him. You say he's an ass. You can say that he's annoying. You can say that, you know, he's just a pain and all these other things. And we're tired of watching him and his brother try to be boxers. Jake Paul has established himself as a legitimate boxer. Um, I I can't question it. Logan Paul has legitimized himself as a sports entertainer as far as pro wrestling goes. Um, in the words of Triple H, this was best for business because you have so many eyes on this product now that you did not have 24 hours ago.
Well, let me ask you this. How far does Logan Paul's prime drink reach?
Well, I mean, from what I understand, he's made $1 billion
A
in
billion with a
sales.
B.
With a B, $1 billion
Worldwide.
in sales.
Worldwide
I mean, it's
prime
just
shit. I've never had it, but I don't. I don't want to
I've
try it.
never had it. I've never had it. It's, honest to God, I think it's a matter of time before Coke or Pepsi buys it for probably $4.5 billion, and then Logan Paul's going to be rich as shit.
Good for him.
So good for him.
I'm a Red Bull guy. I'm a Team Red Bull Formula
There you
One,
go.
and I'm a Red Bull sponsor. I support the Formula One team. They would not have won the championship 3 years in a row if it wasn't for me.
I'm a Scotch guy. Just saying.
Maybe you need to get in some F1, dude.
I don't know, man. I like F1. I think Formula One's cool as shit, but
Yeah.
I don't like energy drinks.
No, it's fair. But no, like guys, Logan Paul, he is an entertainer, period. He will put in the work. He does, yes, the money can buy the best, but when you buy the best, you're going to get the best, and it's cool because Logan Paul, as much as I don't like him,
Yeah,
he still performs beautifully. He doesn't
he's
take
won
it.
me over.
Yeah, he doesn't take it like it's a joke.
Mhm.
He's like, oh, I'm doing WWE in Saudi Arabia. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And so I hate him, but God damn it, I respect him.
Yeah. He's your Ron Burgundy.
He is my Ron Burgundy. So does that make me? So that makes me Vince Vaughn.
It makes you Vince Vaughn.
Okay, I'm down. I'm okay with that.
Hey. So yeah. Rumor has it they want to keep this belt on Logan Paul until WrestleMania, where he will face LA Knight for the U.S. Championship and win that match. Triple H, the rumor is that Triple H thinks that putting LA Knight in a match with Logan Paul will only help to elevate him more into superstar status. But I don't know.
I mean, LA Knight had Roman Reigns beat. Like we're jumping ahead, but LA Knight beat Roman Reigns last night on Saturday.
Had him
with the blunt force trauma. He had him.
I know. Give me 1 second. Kid's calling. Sorry.
Okay.
Talk among yourselves.
So, yeah, guys, LA Knight took it to Roman Reigns. And it was a good back and forth, but so much of it is just Roman Reigns has too many lackeys. And I get it's their job to keep him on top, but why aren't they on top? Why aren't Solo on top? Why isn't Jey Uso on top? Maybe, if they wanted to overthrow Roman, I'm just planting a seed. Who knows? So the only reason Roman's not dethroned is because of Jey and Solo.
Yeah.
And because literally
Jimmy and Solo, yeah.
Jimmy and Solo.
Yeah.
Because LA Knight got the 3 count, but Jimmy put Roman's foot on the rope. Like 1, 2, 3, it was done, but not done on technicality. Non-technicality. Also, Bill Cosby got off on a technicality. So this is how serious this shit is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I went there. You have to do things right. So LA Knight should have put him to the center of a ring. The lawyers in Bill Cosby case should have done their fucking work.
Maybe just one time LA Knight should have given Roman Reigns a pudding pop and told him to go in the middle of the ring.
Okay. Yeah, let's go there.
Good. You started, goddammit.
But no,
ain't okay.
Yeah, no, if it's a one fall rule set,
yeah,
those are the rules. Roman's got his fucking lackeys everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
He's got his people. You have to expect those are gonna be rotating around. So why doesn't LA Knight have people? Does he not have any friends?
I mean, Cena pretty much walked out of the arena after losing. So I mean, he didn't have him.
Okay, well,
but it's interesting. Let's talk about the main event real quick. You notice how all of Roman Reigns' matches follow a script? Like almost every single one, they follow the same script.
He's gonna get hurt. Superman punch spear.
No, it's not even that. It's even more complex than that. The face starts quick, attacks early, and then Roman gets the upper hand, and then he starts shit talking, and then he starts talking to the crowd and the camera and everything else like that. The face gets a little shine. There's almost always a ref bump, and then during the ref bump, somebody comes out and interferes, and then Roman hits a punch, Roman hits a spear, Roman wins the match. And it's like that just about every single time. So it's almost like they've got this script right here for Roman Reigns matches to keep him safe and protected.
So it sounds like the face, whoever's fighting Roman, needs to be like, you know what? To the referee, I'm gonna put you in a bulletproof vest. I'm gonna put you in the Michelin Man padded suit. So no matter what happens, you're gonna be fine. You will be bouncing around the ring like one of those people in like one of the bubble balls, and you'll be fine.
Forget about counting
if
to
you get
10. The
crushed
referees
up
say.
against the wall, you'll be fine. Or maybe the referee should just start working out like the wrestlers.
Can you imagine the referees being as big as the wrestlers? It'd be amazing.
I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're thinking about it?
I'm thinking about it. No, there's an idea. Triple H, Paul Levesque, or is it Paul?
Correct.
Listen up. There needs to be a referee who's getting strong, who his whole run at being a referee is getting bullied and beat up, squished, hit with a chair, whatever. But he keeps I'll cut to quick of him like lifting weights, just doing presses, bench presses, squats, and he keeps getting messed up every single match. And at one point, he's fucking done with it. He's ripped his shirt off and he's ripped and he lays out some wrestlers. And we have the dawn and the spawning of a brand new wrestler who the audience loves because he's been tormented this whole time.
I can dig it.
Rob, this could be you.
Could be me. Could be me. I don't want it, but it could be me. I feel like that's a good gimmick for Justin Metz. Or maybe even Justin's brother, Jason.
Oh, okay.
We haven't seen Jason in a while. I wonder what he's up to. We got to call Justin and ask how Jason's doing.
So Roman, he's too protected. You know, like you gotta, like any Rico case, you can't go for the head. You gotta take out the legs. You gotta take out the small people before you get there. And if you take out the small people, they can't help them out when you come for the big stuff.
This is.
I'm talking about Roman Reigns, people. Talking about Roman Reigns.
It's getting intense. Get intense.
You take out.
So anyway, Roman Reigns continues his reign of terror over the WWE. 1,164 days as champion. He is spiraling out of control, plowing through towards Hulk Hogan, who's number 4 on the list all time at over 1,400 days.
So there's Bruno Sammartino, and who else is there?
Bruno held the title for over 2,800 days. He ain't gonna touch that. That's he ain't gonna come close. That's 14 years as champion. He ain't coming close. No one would want that. People would 100% stop watching if Cody Rhodes does not win the damn WWE Championship at WrestleMania. They're gonna lose so many fans. It's just gonna happen.
So are you saying Cody's gonna beat Roman at WrestleMania?
Cody needs to beat Roman at WrestleMania.
Well, yeah, Cody needs to, sure. But can he?
I mean, of course he can. I mean, but it's a matter of, are they going to pull the trigger creatively and allow this to happen? Because I was actually talking to somebody about this today with Roman Reigns. There's a threefold reason that Roman has been champion as long as he has, and that he's not defending the title as much. In Hulk Hogan's 1,474 day reign, he defended the title 456 times. Roman, in his 1164, has defended the title 54 times. Okay? Now, Roman doesn't do house shows. WWE doesn't do a lot of house shows anymore. They don't do Madison Square Garden shows like they used to. They don't travel like they used to. Things are different. But when Hulk Hogan had the title for almost 5 years, he was defending that championship and doing what he needed to do to keep Hulkamania alive, and it was very successful. You move to somebody like Roman, and Roman is Roman had leukemia. He's had leukemia twice. He's in remission. It could come back at any time. So in order to keep his immune system healthy and in order to keep him safe, they pull him off of TV. He doesn't wrestle a lot.
Well,
The other thing is, eventually he's going to go to Hollywood. So probably after he drops the title, he'll probably wrestle for another year, and then he's going off to Hollywood to be with Cena and The Rock and do, you know, movies because that's just the natural progression for him. And then the
I
other
don't
thing is,
I don't know if Roman can do Hollywood. He's not. I don't know. I don't
but
see that as much as I see like Cena and The Rock. I could be wrong,
sure,
but
but everybody said the same thing about The Rock when he started the Tooth Fairy and the Rundown, and now he's one of the biggest Hollywood stars ever.
he's
I
the
mean,
biggest Hollywood star on the planet.
yeah. So then you take those things, the two things, and then your third thing is the big deal is they're trying to give him a Hall of Fame career now before they can't because the realist the realistic thing is eventually he's going to leave. Same thing with Cena, same thing with The Rock. He's going to go. I mean, he's been taking acting classes. When he was out with leukemia, he did 2 movies with The Rock. He did a Fast and the Furious movie, and he did something else. He did a voiceover in some of the
He
movies.
was
So
he was in the fast. He was in Hobbs and Shaw for like 10 seconds.
sure,
But I mean, that's how you get started.
got your foot in the door. So anyway, we will see what happens with Roman. In my opinion, they need to get the belt off him at WrestleMania. If they don't, then he's going to be champion until SummerSlam next year.
2050.
What?
Till SummerSlam 2050.
Yeah, he'll be champion forever. He'll have gray hair and still be killing everything, still be smashing people. Anyway. Last 2 matches of the card. We have Io Sky versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship with a little help from her friend. The return after almost 3 years away. Kairi Sane is back in WWE, and I couldn't be happier because I am a big fan of Kairi. I think she's badass. I think she's a lot of fun.
Why
Good
was she
looking.
gone for so long? Was she just injured or what?
She went back to Japan.
Hmm.
Her contract with WWE is ending, and she decided to go back to Japan. Um, she had family there, and she became a star over there. She became the Stardom Women's Champion again. She helped some companies. She was champion in 2 different companies, and it just made sense for her to go back. Now, the
Oh,
interesting thing is, Sasha Banks and Bailey are the ones that took her out when she and Asuka were tag teaming. They're the ones that took her out and just injured her in store in kayfabe, and that was the end of her career. So now that she's aligned herself with Io Sky, Bailey's standing there outside of the ring looking like, what the hell's going on here? I didn't know this. I didn't know this. So I would love to see the 4 Joshi stars in Asuka, Io, Kairi, and Saray making their own faction of women, Japanese wrestlers, and them just going out and kicking the shit out of everybody because they're all legitimate judo, taekwondo, karate, muay thai. They're all practitioners. They're all Joshi wrestlers, women's wrestlers, and they all have backgrounds in martial arts.
I dig it.
Dig it.
I dig it. Yeah. Like let's have a women's stable that dominates, like that's unified under, like just the part of the world.
Down.
They have like they could be talking in their own language, like that no one understands, and so like they're like, we can't hear what they're talking about. And all of a sudden, you kick in the face, because because tag team wrestlers, they're talking to each other.
Sure.
And if you can't understand, oh, they're going for this, you're gonna get kicked in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
Be fun.
Yeah, Kyrie's saying like Japan and Japan and WWE are like the biggest places. There's AEW, they're growing, but like Japan, you start small and you grow so big. And you come to WWE, and all of a sudden you're bigger than when you left. And so many people, I mean, look at Cody Rhodes. So many people.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre. Like, everyone views like, I got fired from WWE as your death sentence. No, that's your time to fucking grow. And when you get that point, you come back, you're only a superstar. And that's beautiful. Because what else is there? What else would you want to be? Forced growth is still growth.
Yeah.
Forced growth is still growth.
I love it. Love it. Speaking of growth, one of the hottest stories out of the weekend is Seth Rollins made a comment on social media, on X, about his championship title reign and everything else like that. And Will Ospreay, Japan's UK champion, puts the eyeballs on it like that. Seth responds with, "The water's warm." Now, Will Ospreay, who's one of the best wrestlers in the world, his contract with New Japan expires the first of the year, right after Wrestle Kingdom. It's over. Where does a guy like Will Ospreay go? Does he stay with Japan? Does he go to WWE and make the big money? Does he go to AEW and make the big money?
We've talked about this.
We talked about this like a couple of weeks ago. What do you do with a guy like Will Ospreay? I mean, Jesus, he makes these guys look like shit, like really and truly. He's that good.
I mean,
he'll outshine everybody.
Business wise, like, oh, what AEW offer you? And then you say, we'll add on a zero. He's worth every penny. He is so good. Like, I mean, him and Kenny Omega match. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
him and Jericho. Him and
Jericho was so good.
The Okada match was great. The CM Punk match was great.
He is there to elevate everyone else and have to sacrifice himself.
Time to elevate him, though.
So, to that being point, Kate, my girlfriend, she's a former EMT. And there's a thing with EMTs, like, you can't, the number one priority in an emergency, number one priority is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're messed up, how can you help anyone else?
Right.
Same thing as being a husband and wife. If you're not complete, if you're not healthy, how can it be healthy for the other people? So, by that definition, if Will Ospreay is thinking like that, he's married. Does he have a kid?
She has a son, yeah.
Okay, so if he's going to support his family to the fullest, I see him signing with WWE. Yeah. He'll come the biggest check. Yeah. However, let me ask you this: how much creative input does Ospreay have on storylines in his matches?
I don't know. That I cannot tell you.
That could be the deciding factor.
I would think it would be significant, but in WWE, Triple H, who is now the head of creative, is always going to have the final say. So who knows? I would like to think that he is a wrestler's promoter, where Vince McMahon was a promoter's promoter. And I'd like to think that when the chips are down, Triple H is going to come back and say, "Hey, you guys, cheers, buddy." So I'm thinking Triple H is going to come back and say, "All right, you guys want to do this? Then let's do this." But at the end of the day, this is also the man that put the U.S. title on Logan Paul. what's going to be best for the WWE. That's what he's going to do.
I
Putting the
mean,
belt on Logan Paul was a huge, huge gamble, but because of his level of stardom, it's
I
going to
mean,
bring new eyes to wrestling. It's the Travis Kelsey, Taylor Swift thing. You
uh,
know, I can't begin to tell you how many damn Kansas City fans, Travis Kelsey fans, have just popped up out of nowhere because he's dating Taylor Swift.
uh,
Logan Paul is dating WWE.
my gosh. So are you saying WWE is Taylor Swift?
Yes.
And so the playing field is okay. So okay, hang on. Okay. I'm pull Joe Pesci from Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
The internet
All right.
is the field. Logan Paul is Travis Kelsey. The WWE is Taylor Swift. So, by that definition, is Logan Paul bigger than WWE?
I say no.
Is Taylor Swift bigger than the NFL?
Also no.
I agree. Um, is Logan Paul bigger than Will Ospreay?
Yes.
It's a rhetorical question.
Yes.
So, if it comes
At this
down
moment in
to
time, yes.
if it comes down to the influence that people have in the world, no matter how good, like, come on, because like, how many better wrestlers are there in AW than WWE? Dime to a dozen,
Several. I
several.
mean, a few.
Um,
I can think of six off the top of my head that are better wrestlers now than they were in WWE. Six.
sir. But I think it comes down to it's like WWE looks at like the marketing and it looks at the performance but it's like we talked about in previous episodes. The wrestling is the third part of your character. If you can promote, if you can sell, and you get people in seats, you can be a shitty wrestler. Do we really care about Eddie Kingston's wrestling ability?
God, no.
We only care about his inner turmoil and his fight and
Yeah.
his anger towards being pushed over all these
And
years.
the fact that he's great on the mic.
He's great. He's great on the mic.
Damn, he's good.
He's
Damn,
so
he's
good.
good.
Dude,
So good.
the promo with him and John Moxley years ago. Oh my god, it was a diamond.
I'm sorry.
So to that point, Will Ospreay, great on the mat. Can he be those two other factors?
I will say yes, because he did an interview last year, right before Wrestle at the beginning of last year or the beginning of this year for Wrestle Kingdom, where he was facing Omega. And that man carried New Japan Wrestling along with Sonata, along with Omega, along with Naito. But those four really carried New Japan through the pandemic. And you got
So
to
you're
give
saying Japanese talent is carrying pro wrestling through the pandemic?
that your ass.
Like Hikaru Shida?
Like Hikaru Shida.
Fuck yeah, that girl.
She deserves the world.
She deserves the world.
Hikaru Shida deserves the world. 100%. Drew McIntyre deserves the world.
Yeah.
All these wrestlers who carried their companies through the pandemic deserve their flowers. That's why Drew should have won in Saudi Arabia. I don't understand why you don't give him the title now, because you got plenty of heels. You got Balor, you got Priest, you got the Judgment Day. They're the biggest heel group. You don't need Drew as a heel. You really don't. because when Seth takes a break, and he's going to have to because his back's going to get bad, he's going to have to take a break. And when
Okay, is the back actually a thing?
Yeah, man, the back is actually a thing. I mean, everybody only has as many bumps on their bump card as series, and it's probably not as bad as they're making it out to be in kayfabe. But dude's tired. Dude's tired. Give the guy a break. I mean, give him a little break. I mean, he's carried the company for 6 months with that title. Give him a break. You know, the right thing to do would have been to give Nakamura that title. Let him take a break. Let Damian Priest take the briefcase, and then have Drew McIntyre feud for the title against Priest. But they didn't do that because they booked themselves into these corners. And it's like, what are we supposed to do? We've got this guy who the crowd loves and they chant his music. He's the best wrestler we've got. We can't just let him go. Take a break.
I mean, that was
But you can.
that was Kenny Omega in AEW. That was John Moxley and at AEW.
These guys are killing themselves.
They're workhorses, guys. Like, come on. Like, it is the job.
Yeah.
You know, when I was on set on Virginia Bitches, we had, you know, we changed the scene. You know, it was like, oh, we're gonna gas these vampires, but then we're gonna change the scene to like this siren character comes in there and like use the siren voice to like incapacitate everybody. And then we had all the actors do like screaming, like their brains are exploding. Spoiler alert. And it's a cool scene, and one of the assistant directors is like, I don't think it's fair to tell these actors to be, you know, they weren't prepared for this. And it's kind of like, they're actors, they sign up for the job, it's part of the job.
Sure.
Same thing as wrestlers. It's, you sign up for the job. There are no illusions about this. You know it's expected. If you want to be the face, this is what's expected. Period. Amen. That's why John Cena was so successful, because he kept answering the phone. He kept answering the call, and he never said no. And he was there every single time. And that's why John Cena is beloved. Because, I mean, yes, he is a company man, but I mean, he gave his heart and soul and his hair.
Hair.
He gave the hair on the back of his head, the bald spot. It's WWE. I mean, it's okay. You're a UFC fighter. I'm never getting injured. Fuck you. You're delusional. You're gonna get injured. It's gonna happen. So I think Seth Rollins is a great wrestler. I think, you know, he knows the risk of going too long, but how can you say no?
Yeah,
because the second you go away, someone else is going to get pushed.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. You lose your spot. Kevin Nash has talked about that spot, you know, all the time. I can't argue with you. I can't argue with you. Can't argue with that. I mean, it's just pure logic at that point. You're right.
But I mean, it's hard because, like, being a creative, you know, in a business world, like, I'll admit, like, when it comes to, like, so with Flying Bonds on my production company, I am the creative element. My partner Cayman, he is the business element. I can talk some business stuff, but I'm not the person to counter with this real quick to talk these motions. You know, it is, so being an artist, you need these people to be able to see your side, stick up for you, have your back, and to be a wrestler where every match is your canvas. How can you stop painting?
That's powerful. That's an incredibly powerful statement.
So, I love pro wrestling, and I love the guys who do it, and I love the people who make it happen, because the show is called Better Than Broadway, because every week they go in there, they're creating art, and the reason it is better than Broadway is because you go to watch a Broadway show, it's the same show every night.
Yeah.
Granted, it's flawless. Hamilton is flawless. If you haven't seen the Book of Mormon, go see it. Flawless.
Spamalot is amazing.
Spamalot.
The Michael Jackson musical was outstanding.
Yeah. But it's
can't wait to see it again.
But it's the same. The art itself, the reason it's able to be so awesome is that it's perfect across the board. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on Broadway. But the reason why I love pro wrestling is because every week they have to reinvent themselves with a new canvas. So
I think it's bad. I think that's great, man. I love it. That is one of the finest analogies I've ever heard for pro wrestling.
Thanks.
You're welcome, buddy.
Well,
Damn,
I mean, like,
I don't think we could say much more. I think that was a hell of a spot to call tonight. It was really good.
Man. Well, what else you got? Cody beat Damian Priest.
Yeah, Cody beat Priest.
Cody the Homelander. Yeah. Hang on. Here's a good point. Cody it was all kind of a blur. Seth Rollins won, and Drew McIntyre's leading, and then Damon Priest ran out.
Yeah, and then Sami Zayn stole the briefcase.
And stole the briefcase. Wasn't a big deal. Like Sami Zayn was is kind of like a little controversial in Saudi Arabia.
So Syria, which is Sammy's heritage, the Syrians and the Saudis were at battle with each other, and those feelings have calmed down, and they now have a diplomatic relationship. So
good.
It gave Sammy the opportunity to come to Saudi Arabia to compete, and he did at Night of Champions. Maybe I think it was Night of Champions last year, when he and or maybe earlier this year when they were tag champs. Yeah, it was earlier this year, and he and KO were the tag champs, and they beat Solo and Roman for the tag belts. And that was the first time he had been in Saudi Arabia for a Saudi event. So it was a very big deal. But yeah, no, he got a huge response. The crowd loved him. What's not to love? He's great. So yeah, I mean that's all we got. And now tomorrow night on Raw, we'll find out,
on Monday.
On Monday. Yeah, we'll find out on Monday what happens with the briefcase. Does Sammy hold on to the briefcase? Is he going to take it from Damian Priest? Is he
are they changing the rules? If Sammy steals the briefcase, does that let him cash it in?
Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't think it does. I don't think
that's slightly like the 24/7 rules.
Yeah, I don't think
that would be insane.
Yeah, it would be. I haven't seen anything like that in ever. I know people have stolen the briefcase before. I know people have lost the briefcase. I know Otis lost the briefcase to Miz a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miz cashed in to be champion. But
for like 10 seconds.
For like a week. But anyway, before he lost to Bobby Lashley. But I don't know if that's the rule. Whoever has the briefcase has the championship match because they have the briefcase. I think the winner owns the briefcase. I don't think just because you have custody of it makes you Mr. Money in the Bank. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll find out on Monday night.
I'd love to find out. Like that would be really
Can't
cool.
wait.
Like,
That's great. Make a
like
nice little wrinkle
how,
in this story.
how funny would it be? Like, oh, Roman or Seth Rollins is competing. All of a sudden, Sami Zayn runs out and is like, I'm cashing it in. Then Damian Priest runs out. It's like, that's my fucking shit. Just
right. It would have only been funnier if R-Truth were healthy and he could have taken the briefcase.
R-Truth is a national treasure.
He is a treasure. I need R-Truth.
Ron Killings.
Back. Ron Killings, if you're
come on our
doing
podcast.
okay, man. God, can you imagine if we could get Ron Killings to come on our podcast and just talk to us for 30 minutes? We would not stop laughing because he's that funny.
He's a national treasure.
God, he's the best. He's the best. There's a series on WWE on Peacock on the WWE channel, and it's like it's like a game show. It's like the R-Truth game show, and it's 6 episodes, 30 minutes, and he just asks like superstars questions. They're all in their home. It's during the pandemic, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I got to look it up. I got to find out what the name of this show is because you people need to watch it. If all 7 of our
hey, we have hundreds of listeners now and watchers.
Yeah, the R-Truth game show on Peacock. It's the best.
Okay.
Loved it. Buddy,
so
I guess that's it.
So wrap things up. La Knight, as Chelsea likes to say, did not defeat Roman Reigns.
They did not.
Roman Reigns did help. Shocking.
I can't wait to see what happens on Friday with Logan Paul. Can't wait to see what happens with LA Knight or La Knight. And that's it. That's that.
Yeah.
So, run us out.
All right. Yeah, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my rant. Inspired by Glenlivet 12. Smooth and silky, like 20, I'm not 12, 20,000 thread bed sheets. It's like silk. It's like air. You can't go wrong. But try it. You won't disappoint. Yeah, watch us on Amazon, YouTube, watch us on YouTube, Amazon Podcast, Spotify. Check out, leave us a review. We need it. Talk to us. Tell us you hate us. Tell us we love us. Tell us what you want to talk about. If you do that, we'll do it. I swear to God, we'll do it. You tell us how to jump, we'll ask how high. That's how it is.
This has been Broad and Broadway. Happy wrestling, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Happy wrestling. See you guys next week.